is in
My
the
man.
building.
How's it going, PMC?
How are you doing?
I'm all right, man. Thanks for having me.
I'm excited to have you on the show.
The pleasure is mine. I'm honored.
This is like our first conversation.
First ever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Apart from just on social media, I think once in a while we've like communicated. But yeah, now this.
But how have you been? How have you been?
I've been okay, man. I can't complain. Hey, I've been all right.
I had to go back to your old stuff. I had to go back. It's not really like old. I was telling you, it should be 4 years or 6 years ago when that 4 video was out.
Yeah.
And everybody was talking about it. How does it make you feel as an artist watching that video now?
Good memories. Good memories, man. We made so much great music back then. That was obviously XYZ, if you remember. So it was the gang, it was the clique. It was a beautiful time, man. It brings me nothing but great memories. Yeah.
At that time, at that particular time, do you just remember the year when that video was out, the song?
If I'm not mistaken, that should be 2014? 2014, 2015. That's the 4, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's around that time.
The quality. That's where it's bringing back, and also just I'm thinking to myself, saying the quality of the video.
We went to the top guys back then. I mean, Cubic and Lodak, everybody knows they were game changers, you know, when they came through and they were on the scene, music video-wise. So we saw their previous work, 1 or 2, and we exactly knew that this is who we need to be linking up. So that quality right there, big up to Lodak and Cubic. They did their thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's talk about your year, this year, 2022. Maybe let's do a highlight on how it has been. How would you describe the year so far for you, on your side?
It's been a year of hard work, for me especially, because I mean, obviously I just dropped an album, so I've been working on that album this whole year. But then knowing that I'm also on I'm on the show Zuba, which is shows five days in a week, so that means that's an everyday shoot. So to have to do the everyday shoot and to have to balance recording my album, and obviously I'm a single parent, my 2 kids, I had to maneuver. So for me, it's been a year of hard work. I just buried myself in work. I haven't been much even like on social media or whatever. Obviously, I pop up every now and then. But for me, it's about doing the work. It's been about doing the work. Yeah.
Talking about the work, there's something that I want to find out from you. The work that you get to put in also, would you agree with the fact that saying your work has taken most of your time to do with your music? Because this year is this is like you just dropping an album at the end of the year.
Yeah.
You haven't dropped anything.
No, I think I was actually more active in 2021, but I have been dropping.
Yeah,
I have dropped singles, 1 or 2 here and there. If you remember, Brown just dropped 2 albums in less than a year. That was Flex and Mr. Nice Guy, and I collaborated with him on about maybe 5, 6 songs. So that was keeping me up there. Obviously, songs with Alicia, I did Umoyo. Yeah, all of those dropped this year. So it's been hectic, so to speak. Like I've been dropping music and recording an album as well. Yeah.
Moving on as well, I'd like to find out your current state, or rather your thought in regards with the Zambian music that you're seeing now. Since you've been watching it, as much as you've been busy, but you're seeing what other guys are doing doing their music. What would be your take on what you've been seeing?
I love that question. First of all, that's a really dope question, and it's an interesting question for me because I am, being an artist myself, I've got 2 eyes, and I am someone who, like, even when I come on social media, I'm always preaching about positivity. I kind of feel like we really don't have time to bring each other down. We're a small population. We need all the support we can have. So throughout the years, I think I've learned to like switch my mind from being a critic, overly critical about music, to just being a supporter. So for me, first of all, being a Zambian artist myself, when you ask me where I think we are as the Zambian music industry, in a positive state, I'll tell you, I think we're in a great place. We're seeing a lot of guys doing big numbers when it comes to, you know, YouTube videos, when it comes to streams on different platforms. We've seen like numbers we've never seen before. So for me, that's really encouraging. And I think we're in a great space, you know. We just need to obviously, from now on, I feel like we need to now go to the next level. And that's the only way to go from now. But I'm excited. If you ask me, I think it's I mean, people are consuming our own now more than ever. So I think that's like a nice thing. The market is ripe, so to speak.
Is the culture, hip-hop, being represented well?
No, not so much. Not so much with the culture, but then again, that's a tricky question because is hip-hop being represented well on the mainstream? I don't think there's enough happening. But again, having my ear to the ground, I know a lot of like rappers and hip-hop artists that have been putting in a lot of work. They're putting out their projects, but there's not much light that has been shone on their work. So it kind of looks like it's non-existent. It is existent, but it's somehow like underground. So on the mainstream, the people that I would think maybe would carry the culture, they'll probably succumb to the pressures of what the market requires, you know. The market wants up-tempo, they want to dance, they want to feel good, and hip-hop is not really the kind of music you can, I mean, you can obviously do hip-hop that's feel good, that's danceable, but we've seen more of the Afro-pop taking center stage, Amapiano, that's what's big now. So there's been pressure now on hip-hop artists and rappers to kind of, you know, to go that direction, so to speak. So with the hip hop scene, no, I wouldn't say we're where we're supposed to be. But yeah, I'm
Have you ever been in a situation, since you're a hip hop artist, where you get tempted to try out, maybe to jump on in a song that is not a hip hop song, maybe a little bit different as BMAC because you feel like that's what the market wants at that particular time?
If anything, for BMAC, I have been struggling to come out of that hip-hop box. And that's where Mac of all trade comes in. Like, very few people get the chance to ask me, what's with the Mac of all trades? So apart from, yes, the character being like, I'm an actor and I'm also a hip-hop artist, people that know me from a little bit before know that I come from an athlete background. I played professional basketball in our league, you know, in the national teams and whatever. So that's where the Mac of all trade comes from, but also I'm an open-minded person. I would like to see myself as musical rather than box myself up as a hip-hop artist. So lately, I have been doing a lot of work, like sounds that are different on my own, in my own time, and I'm loving the journey because I've discovered my capabilities. You know, if you hear the single on Mac of all trades, you clearly hear me singing at the end of that.
Yeah.
That's something people haven't heard from BMAC before. And so I threw in like 2 or 3 other songs in the album, like Loyalty. You hear me singing. You have the song called Dream with Kobe. You hear me like doing the whole sing rap thing. That's me trying to break out of that bracket like, this is just a hip-hop artist. No, I'm not. I'm a musician. And I'm trying to explore as much as possible. So yeah.
Give us a highlight on your album, the package, and why you decided to drop the album. And when you were featuring certain artists in the album, what were you trying to look for?
So, as you may know, with everything that's happened with me, you know, me having lost my wife, that affected my state of mind to the point where obviously it affected the music. So Mac of all trades, you could hear it in songs I did as far back as 2013. I would say Mac of all trades. So the idea and the concept has already been there from years. But with the recent happenings, that kind of shifted me more to Mac of all trades turned out to be a very personal album. So you listen to Mac of all trades, you get to learn so much about me that's personal, I think, that I put out there. And for me, it's basically like, I said it in the song Moyo with Alicia, it's therapy. Music for me is therapy. You know, so I turn to unleash a lot of what I'm going through my music. So then Mac of all trades somehow took that turn. It's a very, very personal album to me. And that's kind of where my focus has been of recent. It's just to get people to know the real me, you know. Yeah.
Let's check out some reactions for some screenshots. So I was just doing some research regards with how the feedback has been from other people and some comments. One of them is Sangatembo, also reacting and writing on social media. If we can have those pictures just to show, and also just to get to hear BMAC's view in regards with what people have been reacting to his album, just to have those pictures on screen as we're waiting for those pictures right there. There have been quite a number of people reacting to your album, giving their opinions. Sometimes when you read the comments and just to see how many people, because so far, the feedback from your album is amazing. Based on what I'm seeing.
It's scaring me.
Yeah.
I sent it, like I literally sent songs to a few other people, and the first thing I did when I sent them, that's before the music came out. I'm like, bro, I need your honest opinion. I don't need you. I know you were friends. I don't want you to come back to me.
Okay, so
like,
yeah, so Sanga Tembo wrote something on his social media saying, I don't hate slapdee. That was like your line from his song.
Yeah.
I don't hate slapdee, he's my brother for life, but truth be told, boy ain't do his brothers right. The empire would have something like that. I'm sure people can still get to read right there.
Yeah.
Before we move on to another picture, I want you to react picture by picture. If we can go back to that Sanga Tembo, when you wrote that line, I'm sure people would want you to give your opinion. So he got that part and you wrote it on Facebook. Anything that you like to say or clear to the public?
Not much, hey? Because to be honest, and that's one thing about how I try to be lyrically on this album is I didn't try to be complicated and say things in parables. It was like really clear. So the line says, I don't hate Slap, he my brother for life, but truth be told, homeboy ain't do his brothers right. The empire could have been way bigger, but ego and greed took over my nigga.
Which empire are we talking about?
We're talking about the XYZ empire.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I kind of feel like the opportunity that we had as XYZ when finally the funds came through for the whole team, we could have done something massive. You know what I mean? But I kind of feel like, I don't know where my brother's thought process was, but he obviously was thinking of a different picture. And we probably didn't even get to like, I mean, we did speak for a while about that whole situation, but it was like left hanging because as grown men, sometimes you just know, okay, you made a decision, that's the decision you made. This is how I feel about the decision you made. And that's just what it is.
Okay. So I'm trying to find out about the decision. Was it something that you felt like it needed him to explain to you? We're trying, because these are
not exactly. Okay, let me tell you something. Yeah. I've heard several interviews. A lot of people speak on this thing called, what do they call this thing? Entitlement.
Yeah.
I've heard that a lot.
Yeah.
Entitlement. So it's an interesting thing, right? And to me, I'm just watching and I'm thinking, I think people have been watching too many Jay-Z and Meek Mill interviews. So here's the difference. Entitlement is, if let's say PMC, you have friends that you grew up with in your hood.
Yeah.
All right? And then you make it big.
They feel entitled for whatever.
Then your friends kind of feel like, but we grew up with this guy, you know, we grew up together. They kind of feel like entitled to your success. But XYZ was an organization. As we were not so much, we were friends, but we were also colleagues, like we were working for the same organization together. So there's a difference. That's not entitlement. If your manager kind of feels like you're not paying him enough, you can't say, oh, you feel entitled. No, he's your manager. He offers you a service, so you must pay him for that service. So that's kind of like where XYZ, my brothers cried found. That's why I said my brothers. So this is not also so much about me and him. So, you know, there's HMAC, there's Kobe. They've worked for XYZ, the organization, for many years, given their lives to that, you know, mixing and mastering all the music, HMAC managing the whole organization. You would think that they should get some sort of compensation, you know what I mean, for the work that they've done. But obviously their brother kind of felt like, no, I don't think you owe me, I owe you this. But this is what I'm saying. There's a difference between entitlement and your colleagues and people you work with.
Okay.
Yeah.
We move on to another one. So yeah, Umsepera Crown was also one of the artists that you featured, also on track number 11. Wrote something on his Facebook page. Those words right there. If we can move on to another screenshots, just to see other reactions.
You could read it out for me because my eyesight is
humbled to be part of this beautiful project. Track number 11 is The Truth.
Nice.
Yeah. So we can move on to another one just to get to show BMAX some of the reaction from other artists as well. Sang again back to back. J Cash Satwell, Pali BMAX, Ambition, Apaya, retired. General Nankwe, Nafirwa Oku. Okay. We move on to another one. So yeah, we're still on BMAC, Impossible to Make It in Life with no
incidental. Yeah.
I keep sugar with some water in case I give lemons. BMAC, all trade. Okay, so yeah, so some of the things have been reacting right there as well.
Yeah.
There were other reactions that I'm sure later we should get to show them right here. But from all those reactions from different public opinions as well, does sometimes opinions get to you? Sometimes you feel like they don't know what they're talking about. What I meant was this.
All the time.
Do you sometimes feel like explaining yourself?
All the time, and it gets more difficult, and I know this is for me. This is something I need to work on, like to grow a thick skin, so to speak, because I slowly just started to learn that, you know, when you're out there, when you're in social media, anyone can be on social media. Different people's opinions are going to be put out there. And as a person of public interest, you cannot allow yourself to be swayed by every opinion, because at the end of the day, you can't please anyone. But you're right. So many times I felt like explaining myself because I feel like people just didn't understand something or they didn't get it. But yeah, you will find yourself explaining yourself every single day. So you really can't explain yourself to everyone.
All right, let's go to J-Eazy's brand new video. I want you to give your opinion. It was like a showroom type of arrangement. The title is Junkie Love. If we can go to
interesting title
to that video right here, Pamela by Prime TV by Yatu Vibes. On the other side, we'll still continue having a conversation with BMAC right here on Yatu Vibes.
J-Eazy Police, I love you, baby. Don't you turn your back on me. Give me one more chance and I will prove my love to you. I will never put you quiet, mommy. Oh, Sawala.
So that is J-Eazy's brand new video song, Junkie Love. If there's such a thing. I don't know, your reaction.
Vibes, man. If you ask me, I think that's vibes, man. That's Afro, very danceable, very easy on the ears.
Yeah.
Even though if you ask me, I would probably be feeling too good when I hear that song that I wouldn't even pay attention to what he's saying. I'll just be dancing and feeling the vibes, man. It's got some good vibes.
Yeah. Before you give us your opinion right there as well, the other thing I'd like to find out from you on today's conversation is also the Zambian music as music, coming from an artist's point of view, not just hip-hop art, hip-hop songs. Is there anywhere that you feel we are maybe missing? It's your opinion.
Yeah.
And no one should misquote you. It's your opinion.
No, I think, like, look, there's lots of room for improvement when it comes to Zambian music. One of my biggest cries for me, what I would love to see is for us to get out there. Like, we keep seeing all these other countries doing it. And so I'm wondering what's stopping us from doing it exactly how they're doing it. How come Diamond Platinums can tour Europe, can go this way and do this and do that and do that? What's stopping us from doing, you know, the same thing? And it's not just him. You go to Ja Praise here in Zim, which is a country of similar proportion when it comes to size with Zambia and population. So just in case we want to say our excuse is we're a small population, we have that person I mentioned from there. He's collaborated with big artists from East Africa, from West Africa, from Southern Africa, Northern Africa. We haven't gone much out there with our music. And so that's why I say there's a lot of room for improvement, because I feel like it's time to step out. Okay, Zambia is only this big and there's so much you can do within here. And I think people have already explored the limits in Zambia. So why don't we get out there? So I kind of feel like our music needs to start having substance. Let's get back to our core. Let's have some substance. Let's always work to find a sound that we can also market out there. You know what I mean? I'm not so rigid when it comes to sound. I'm not one of those guys that's going to tell you, no, don't do the Afro, don't do the Mapiano. You can do all of that, fuse it in with your own thing, but we need to get out there. We need to start seeing us doing festivals in Europe and in South America, North America. That's what I would love to see for Zambian artists.
Okay, so I'm going back to the conversation that we were talking about in line with XYZ now, getting back to fast forward, new age. Are you like the only remaining artist signed under new age right now?
Now, we have Brown as well.
Okay.
Yeah, we have Brown as well, and there's we have T Loud, who's all over my album. Amazing young talent that's just joined New Age, and yeah, we're rebuilding, man. So obviously the only people we're missing is Alicia, DJ Reese, and Josie. But aside from that, everybody else that was on the roster is still there. So we still have Kobe and H. We still have me and Brown, and we still have T Loud that's just joined us, and a couple more people that are doing trials right now. Can't be announced yet until they're confirmed, yeah.
But how does it make you feel as an artist when you see other members leave? And we've just been seeing posts on social media. We're trying to get it from you since you're still with New Age.
PMC, I would like be totally honest with you when it comes to this. My album has been a long time coming, so to speak. I was so stressed about doing my album that I wasn't even really concerned with the politics of the label, because here's the thing. The difference is, like, XYZ was sort of like a group. We're like a rap group apart from being a label. We were a group. With New Age, it's a label. That means that Josie has his contract with the label, Alicia has his contract with the label. They could be different, they could be similar. I don't even know what their contracts look like. I know what mine looks like. So for me, I couldn't really start wasting my time with, oh no, Anchanch Nachtika. Oh, who did this? Oh, and then this is like, I didn't even have time for that. For me, I was like, I'm focused on my album. This is what I'm working on. I called Alicia. I'm cool with Alicia. We're on the phone just yesterday. Josie, we speak all the time. He's like, I've got nothing but love for him. So basically for me, it's like business is business. Personal things are personal things. There's nothing personal that has happened between me, Reese, and Josie and Alicia to cause a rift. So I'm sure that the issues they have should be contractual, whatever it is, with the label. I don't have issues with my contract, so I'm just concentrating on what I'm doing. So that's pretty much what I can say about that situation.
But you know, Zambians, we are different people. You know, there's like a Zambian mentality.
Yeah. No, that's true.
That's something that you can't run away from.
I cannot.
If I'm working for an institution right now and I hear my colleague complaining about something,
yeah,
this is just something that you try to find out what's really going on.
Yeah.
As much as you might be focused.
To be honest, I don't have that time, PMC.
How did you manage?
I mean, this is what I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Like, even when I show up at the studio, for me, I'm probably leaving set at maybe 20 hours or 21 hours. I'm going all across the city because our studio is like on the opposite side of town from where I live. I'm getting there, it's 22 hours, 23 hours. This one is probably asleep, or you are in Dakudala. So like there's really, I don't know how people see it from outside. Maybe they think we're together every single day, we're chilling at the studio or what. It's not even like that. It's really work for me. So I did try to get the youngsters on the phone like, yo, what's this I'm seeing, man? What's going on? And you know, they had their complaints, but I'm not in a position to come through and speak about those things that, oh, this one was saying that this one is doing this. Like, I don't even feel that's in my place. First of all, it would be unprofessional because we have a spokesperson, people that deal with the PR of the label. That is not in my position to come into the public and start addressing issues of Josie and this one, or Reese and this one, or that one. So really, for me, as long as it's not personal issues, it's just business, then it is what it is. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
On the sad note, there's something that we've also observed in regards with you guys who have like a huge number of people that follow you. And in the background, I was telling you about other celebrities that have also committed suicide.
Yeah.
Someone as well was giving a testimony. I know someone on social media, they were giving a testimony saying, I've tried so many times to commit suicide, but now I've come to a point where now I can appreciate saying, I'm glad that it didn't happen. On your side as B, is there a point that you feel like doing something like that? Or sometimes do you feel like you get all emotional sometimes?
Very. I mean, very, man. And I'll tell you, we need to normalize certain things. And I would speak not only, first of all, as B, I would also speak as a man. You know, as men, there's so much pressure on us from society. as man, naturally, you're providers, you're all this. There's lots of responsibilities on us. And especially for a man like me who's also a father, there's so many other things. Like I have a lot to bear. You know what I mean? My decisions are not for me alone. So sometimes as men, when we're going through situations, we kind of feel like it's weak to speak about them or even to just tell your friend what you're going through. So we'd rather hold it in and say, I'm a man. You know, this is where a man must just, but that's not the right way to do it, because then it piles up, you bottle up so many things, and when you bottle things up, they explode. And so the explosion is the drastic decision to want to take your own life, because you've been bottling up all this pressure and you don't have a release for that, and you'll get to a point where you'll crack, and your cracking would be, you know what, I can't do this anymore. So that's why I'm saying, as men, we need to normalize speaking about issues. You know what I mean? And we need to know that it's normal, because sometimes we kind of feel like, you know, maybe what I'm going through is unique. The next person is not going through the same things. No, speak to that person and find out. Even with me losing my partner, it was a very trying time for me. Like, I had a lot of, in my intro, I said that I battled with so many things, including my sanity, because, you know, and that's the thing. My loved ones didn't give me the time to be alone and start contemplating these things, because I was surrounded by love. So they were always there, you know, to comfort me. But whenever I would be alone for any more than, 30 minutes, wild thoughts start coming into your mind. You start asking yourself questions. You know, the human psyche is just crazy. So it's always important to speak to someone about whatever it is you're going through. You'll be surprised how many other people share your problem, and you'll be surprised how many solutions you would get from just speaking to people. But make sure they're obviously people that, have the love for you and have that sort of it's a real friendship or bond that you have.
I like to do my research. Again, I was having a conversation with someone. This person was telling me, saying, sometimes when I get all emotional, sometimes this person came to me and started explaining, saying, I'd rather log out of social media because they feel like it stresses them to a point where they feel like their life is not moving forward.
PMC, it's interesting you've brought this topic up, right? And that's the thing. Sometimes I choose maybe not to speak, because this is something also that I feel strongly.
Okay.
People are just not ready to hear real things on social media. It's always like the jokes and the BS that gets attention. The moment you try to speak on real things, you see the kind of blind eye that people turn to it, and people are not interested. So in the end, so many gems that I would like to share with people, I've decided not to speak, because I'm like, I don't think they're listening anyway, especially with things like social media. So I, for one, you can go on my BMAC page and see the things that I follow. You'll find that I hardly, there's so many things. I'll bring this up, sorry, but the whole chameleon thing and the Yango thing, do you know that I have no idea what that is? I just what I know is just once in a while I would see a comment or something, but the root of where this whole thing happened, I don't know, because I don't follow gossip sites or media sites that just print stuff. I usually don't do that. And how I did that is I did it over a number of years on my social media. When I see a person that posts something that I kind of feel like I don't relate to, I immediately block that person out. So I did that for 3 years, and now I only see what I want to see. I only see what's clean for me. If I feel like a person is toxic and they don't think, or they just post random stupid stuff, I literally just I'm not trying to see what this person. So that affects you when you're always on social media and you're seeing things that you've obviously have allowed yourself to see. In the long run, it takes a toll on you. So now you begin to think, maybe there's something wrong with me, because how come I'm seeing all this? So you need to protect your energy, you need to protect your space, and that includes you allowing even who you spend time and give your energy to. I literally work on energy. I would walk in a room, and if I feel some type of way, I'm like, no, I don't need to be in here. The energy is not right. I can only be where I feel like, okay, this person is happy for me. They would like to see me prosper. If I'm in a room where I kind of feel like that character is showing me funny vibes, I can't do that. So as much as we don't want to treat the results of poor mental health, we can also prevent it by only allowing what social media is very dangerous. If you want to put it that way, it's very dangerous, and we need to protect what we're seeing.
All right, B. I know we had so many things to talk about on Prime TV. I'm sure someone got one or two things right there. Talk to your people. Your album is out. We are streaming. We are streaming. It's
hey,
like
man.
a new norm now.
So yeah, man. So first of all, I just want to thank. The reception of this album has been amazing. Like I told you before, it's scaring me to see no negative comment, because I've been waiting to see negative comments. Maybe they can help me grow, but everyone's telling me, yo, man, we are loving the album. You've exceeded our expectations, and they've really received it well. I'm on 200,000 streams on YouTube, which is just over a space of like 3 days since we dropped it. So it's amazing for me. And I came into this game at this point, my first album. I have no expectation to live up to. I couldn't lose in any way, but people are making me win big time. So Mac of All Trades is out there, MOAT. It's exclusively on Boomplay right now. You can go and stream the album on Boomplay and just show your boy some love. And thanks for all the love that you've shown me, man.
It was great having a conversation with you.
PNC,
and,
I'm humbled, man. Thank you so much for having me. And please, bring me back soon. I want to come back.
No, we need to do a review on the album.
Straight up.
So that we can see more on how it's doing right there as well. Let's get signed out with another video from B-Mac, and also the other two last videos right there. And I don't know if you're aware, but there are people that follow you too much. We should maybe talk about that on the other side. I don't know. Do you sometimes feel like you're famous? Do you sometimes feel like you're an icon to some certain people?
Well, famous, yes. Icon, I'm not sure.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Even the famous, I mean, I don't conduct myself as a famous person, but I've been taught, I've learned the hard way that, look, man, you're out there. There's no place I go that, people wouldn't know who I am.
Let's do this. Grounding out to the entire team, like always, making sure the show is on point. You guys are amazing. Kath Bate. Not forgetting, I had someone running around, making sure, and also Wana, Chipo Kawata, Gifty, the entire team of Prime TV.